Welcome to the 2-Minute Treasurer's Tip Podcast. I am your host, Cindy Michael, and I'm the co-owner of MoneyMinder, where our goal is to make your life as treasurer easier. That's why we share these tips and tools. However, remember, every group operates differently, so I encourage you to take what works for you and disregard anything that I say that may not be helpful to you. Today, I'm answering the following question. What kinds of records do I need to keep and for how long? Mike writes, much to my surprise, the previous treasurer left several boxes of paperwork from previous year activities at my door. There doesn't appear to be much organization to it. I suspect she just added her stuff to what was there without ever looking through the box. I don't want to do this to the next treasurer. Can you tell me what I need to keep and for how long so I can organize this mess without worrying that I'm throwing something important away? Gosh, Mike, that's a good question. And unfortunately, this is way more common than you'd think. Here's my advice. There are two kinds of things you're going to want to look for in that box. One is documentation around transactions and tax year stuff, and the other is what I often refer to as critical documents. So for the documentation around transactions, you're going to want to keep all records that support any income or expenses until the statute of limitation for that return runs out. And generally that's about 3 years after the date the return was due or was filed, whichever is later. So you are required to keep all books, all records, that includes receipts, in order to comply with the IRS. The group I'm treasurer for keeps a few extra years beyond that, just for good measure. I also keep things like bank statements, bank correspondence, voided checks, 1099s, financial reports, annual reports, 990 tax returns, and any other paperwork that pertains to a particular year. That way, in the very unlikely event that I'm audited, I can substantiate any return that we've filed. Now, I also mentioned critical documents. Now, these are things like your IRS letter of determination, bylaws, articles of incorporation, and any other founding documents. These don't necessarily have anything to do with a particular financial year, but you're going to want to keep these permanently. I recommend a 3-ring binder. I also recommend scanning those and uploading them to the document section in MoneyMinder. That's what I do for my group, and that makes it super easy when I need to send out an electronic version of any of those documents to someone who might need it. So when it comes to those tax year documents, you might put those in a box and write the tax year on the outside, so each year goes in its own box. And then that way, as things age out, you can easily locate an old box of documents and shred that old paperwork without having to sift through it again. So I'm hoping that you are seeing that this might be a kinder way to pass on that legacy paperwork to future treasurers. Hopefully you do. That's it for today. Thanks for listening. If you have questions you'd like answered, please email me at info@moneyminder.com. Again, my name is Cindy Michael, and this is the 2-Minute Treasurer's Tip.